Hi, Hiram here. Last couple of videos I've been doing boil tests and stuff on this Evernew Titanium DX stand with the Evernew Titanium Burner. And one thing I've noticed with this is on this upper part of the stand, these oblong ports, when the flames are coming up through, they look like they're coming out of pretty much the bottom part of this jet and then angling over and hitting the pot. Here's a look at this little clip. Now you can see the flames look like they're coming out of pretty much the bottom of that oblong port, angling up and then hitting the edge of the pot. It just seems to be what it's doing. And it reminds me of something when I was a kid, when I was in my teenager. One summer I spent the summer selling and installing smoke detectors and fire detectors, and the classes that they sent us through gave us a couple of I remember some of the stuff that they taught us with that when you go to install the fire detector, if this is your ceiling, this is your wall. Hopefully you can see that. When you go to put especially the heat detectors, fire detectors, you'd have to put them on the wall so far down from the ceiling. The reason for that was, they told us, was that when a fire forms in a room, it forms like a barrier across the top of the ceiling. So if you have your smoke detector, your fire detector up there, it's relatively cool here because the air gets stuck, there's nowhere for it to go. And then down here is where it would be hot. So if you stuck the fire detector way up at the ceiling, the heat wouldn't hit it right away because it would be caught in the pocket of coolish air. And it kind of reminds me of what's happening with this, what it looks like is happening with this burner. And please, forgive me for my drawing, I'm not an artist. If you have the pot, this stand comes down like so, and we have a couple of these ports on there. It looks like the flames are coming out from the bottom like this. Now when you put your pot on the top, that blocks this off, and it kind of looks like it's getting an area of cooler air. Even though it got the pot to a boil much faster, it kind of looks like there's cool air stuck up here and the flames come out from the side. And when you look at the Evernew has a pot that goes with this set. Here's a picture of the pot. You notice on the bottom there's an indent. Now they say it's for stability, but I say what that indent does is it brings the pot down to the top of where those oblong ports are so that the flames can hit the bottom of the pot. I think this whole area, now this is just my talking, but this area here, I think on the inside is staying relatively cool because the pot blocks it off. So then the flames come out through the side. What I want to do here, just real quick like, is I made a little standoff. You've seen me make these things before. These are out of the signs that every election time period they spring up along the roads, and the day after election day you can harvest this stuff. It's some great wire for doing this kind of thing. You just cut it, I bent it, and I'll lay it across the top like that to give a little gap here and see what happens. So let me start this up, I'll get it hot, and then we'll come back to see what happens. Okay, now this has been burning for about 3 minutes, and see how the flames look like they're coming out of the bottom of that port, whatever you want to call it, and angling up and almost missing the pot. Now I'm not saying that it's not hot in there, but I don't think it's as hot as what it could be. Again, see how they're just angling up and just barely hitting the pot. So I don't know, maybe this is made for a much bigger pot. Let's see what happens when I put that standoff in there. Just like that. Put that back on. Okay, I'm hoping this will show up on the camera because it's a whole different dynamic now. The flames are more spread out. It does look like they're coming out across the top of the burner somewhat. And I can see it with my eyes. I hope you can see it on the camera. Let me take it back off. A little bit of drift difference. That wire may not be high enough. I wonder what would happen if I wonder if I can. Wonder if I can, I don't know if this will fit. I'm looking at the Evernew titanium. How about that? Look at that, it fits. Okay, now let's try this. See, now look at that, look. The flames are no longer in these ports, but they're coming out of the top. And it looks like it's covering more of the bottom of the pot and then going up the side. Now that's interesting. I'm hoping you can see this, but instead of coming at an angle and just hitting the outside edge of the pot, it's actually running along the bottom of the pot and then up the side. Okay, so before I melt my camera, I just wanted to run that through. This is where I was saying I was having some problems with this thing in my mind. I wonder if this, see now, I wonder if they're cheating. On their pot, like I said, it has an indentation, so it fits down into the stand. I can't find out how deep that indent is, how far it comes down into the stand, but I'm willing to bet it comes close to the top of those ports. And I just wonder if you'll be able to see this. When I took the pot off, the flames are pretty much going to the center of the stove, up through the middle of the crossbar. Nice blue flame once it gets out of there. But this is what I'm saying. Right there, it's going to the middle of the crossbar, so that means it'll hit the middle of the pot, and then spread out. You have to excuse me, it's getting really hot here. 94 degrees on the bench top. Jeez. So anyway, just wanted you to see this quick. Okay, well, I thank you for watching. I look forward to your input on this. Questions, remarks, helpful suggestions. And as always, watch for my buddy Max. Bye now.